Hello again, this is Breadmaker from Boss Dynamics, and we are back with another video in this showcase series for the SK60 in DCS World. And as you can see, we are here in the cockpit, and today we are going to go over the lighting in this aircraft. We're going to start with the cockpit lighting, and then we're going to show you the exterior lighting, and then we're going to make a short little flight to show you how the exterior lights look in the air as well. But to get some lights working, we need to have electrical power, and we apply that by flipping this switch here. And as you can see now, we have some caution lights going on. We have the main caution panel down here, and we have the main warning light up here. This will light up when there is something wrong or something that's not active in the aircraft. And they will also start lighting before you start the aircraft up, because we don't have pressure in the systems and fuel and stuff like that. To cancel this blinking light, you just press the button right here and it's going to stop blinking. The sound you hear is the avionics moving around. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. Now, there are two kinds of lights in the aircraft. There's the panel backlighting, which is activated by this knob here, and the general flood lighting, if you say, that's activated by this switch. Before we can activate those, though, we need to flip another switch in the main power panel. It's the OMF1. Flip that one up and you have power for the lighting systems. And we're going to go over the flood lighting first. It's this knob here. If I rotate that, you can see that we have a bunch of little lights all around the cockpit that starts lighting. That's very useful when you want to get just a general lighting up in the cockpit. We also have two lights here, one there and one there. They will be rotatable at some point, but they are right now. Think of them as two small little flashlights that you can rotate. The other part of the interior lighting is the instrument backlighting. It's this one. Rotate that up and you can see some lights come alive. In these instruments, there actually isn't backlighting. There are like light rims inside them that emits light. So that's why they look like this. But you have backlighting in many of the other parts of the cockpit, as you can see here. Very nice lighting, if I may say so myself. It gets a really cozy feeling when flying around in the dark. Now, let's take a look at the exterior lighting. You start by activating the lights before you start the engine. So we're going to do that right now. And there are two switches down here. It's this one, the anti-collision lights, and it's the lantern, the navigation lights. And then you also have a switch on the left wall here, which is the landing gear lights and the taxi lights. So we're going to start with the anti-collision lights. You left click and it's active. And as you can see, we have two types of lights. Let's take a look from the outside. This is our Austrian Air Force livery, by the way, that will be included in the release. You have this rotating beacon under the aircraft. It's the same light as in the Viggen actually, but it rotates a bit different in the SK60. And then you have this strobe flash in the back. These lights are pretty visible even from afar, so they are good when you are trying to find your buddy in the air. The second type of exterior lights we have are the navigation lights. Left click that and they are active. It's the lights on the wingtips and on the tail fin here. They look like this, and you can have them either in this just stationary constant lighting mode, or you can left click again and they will go to a blinking mode, which looks like this. Let's right click again to go back to constant light. Finally, we have the landing lights. It's this switch here. If you right click, it moves back and you have the taxi lighting. And you can see there's one light being lit on the right side of the aircraft. It looks like this. It's good for taxiing around. And then when you left click twice, you move the switch forward, and you have the landing lights. And those are 2 lights on each main landing gear, which is used for landing. Let's turn it off again and start up the engines. But before we do that, let's close the canopy because it gets noisy. You might also have noticed that our displays are currently off. That's because we recently learned that you need to flip another switch to activate those. It's this one, the nav switch. So left click that one, bring it up, and the displays come alive. And you can actually control the brightness of these with this button here. Dim, plus makes it brighter, and minus makes it less bright. So just take that down a bit and press enter on the GPS to activate all of the systems. Now let's do an engine startup. So if you remember, main fuel pump up, and you should see the fuel warning light go out there. And then you press the starter. Wait for the N2 nozzle to get to 12%. When it does, you move the throttle to idle. You can do that by pressing this button right here, or by doing a keybind. We'll let that spool up. And it's done, so let's start the right ending, same procedure. Wait for the engine to spool up to 12%. And there, throttle to idle. And wait for it to spool up all the way. There we go, we're ready to taxi, so we take the main gear light into taxi mode. Let me just have a look so you can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. And let's go. Don't forget to press and hold your nose gear maneuvering range when taxiing on the ground. Otherwise you won't be able to turn. So let's turn right and head out to the runway. That shouldn't be. Oh, I forget the F1. There we go. No warning lights. Let's see, where's the runway? Straight ahead. If you're wondering where we are currently at Dubai Airport. I have no idea if an SK60 has ever been at this airport in real life. But we are here now because I wanted to show you the dynamic exterior lighting that is in this map in the latest beta patch of DCS World. So we're coming up on the runway here. And I know I'm not really following the correct procedures on how to taxi and line up and so on, but we will forget about that for now. There we are lined up on the runway. So the only thing to do now is to take the landing light. Where is it? There it is. You know what? Let's take up the lighting in the cockpit bit. Let's flip that all the way forward, and we have our landing lights on. And we apply full power. Don't need flaps for this takeoff, just really light. And we go. 80 knots, nose up. Now we are airborne. Gear up. As you can see, the gear lights become, they go out when you take the gear up. Just lower the ambient lighting a bit. And as I mentioned before, it's a very cozy cockpit lighting when flying around in the dark. I really like it. Here is Dubai at night. We have the Burj Khalifa over there. And I'm just gonna quickly show you how the aircraft looks from the outside when airborne. So we go to exterior view. There it is. lights aren't too bright. You should be able to see the flash in the tail at least when looking at it from a distance. Yeah, that's the lighting of the SK60. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see if we make more videos showcasing more features. The GPS, for example, is something we haven't really gone in depth with before. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.